Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Cancer is a Lifestyle. So I know it has been quite a few days since I've actually came on here and did a video, and I just have no reason for it except that it is the holidays and it is actually just a little too busy right now in my everyday life. I'm telling you, I tried every day to get a video out and it was just not helping. It's just a lot been going on, and you go to work, on your way home, you still got to go, you know, to the post office. You have to go to the DMV. You have to go shopping. You have to go, we went and picked up another kitty. So now we have three. We have a Georgina. Today we ended up taking her to the vet. And I would show her to you, but she got her shot. And she is passed out sleeping right here at my feet, conked out. The girls have semi-accepted her. We've only had her just about a week, but the oldest one, Savannah, is still kind of, a little weary around her. But yesterday they spent the entire day and night being together and with just a couple of hisses, but no casualties. So anyway, she is a real sweetheart, and I plan on showing her to you real soon. I was going to show her today, but she passed out sleeping from her shot. And she's just a really darling. She's a tortoise and breed. So she's real darling. She's only 9 weeks old. And so now we have a Savannah, who's 8 months. And we have a Isabella, who is 6 months, 7 months. And now we have a little Georgina, 9 weeks old. So I plan on showing you real soon up close what she looks like. She is just so friendly and so sweet. But anyway, it's just been like that. And this is the holidays. All of us are doing that, right? It's just like no time. Have all the best intentions, I'll put out a video when I get home. Just no time. In fact, even today we are going to go look at the lights. We have a park that they decorate, and you can actually drive through it. And they call Light Up the Park, and everyone from all the towns come over to look at it and check it out. So we're gonna go do that today. But anyway, it is movie and stitch day, you guys. I ended up doing the last two letters together. So yeah, there is a reason for that. I know that this challenge ran January to January, but I wanted to end the year kind of finished with all my challenges and my anything that was on my docket, kind of. I want to start January, a brand new year, off with, I have a lot of things that I'm going to be working on, so I wanted to just wipe it clear. In fact, I took out a lot of my old projects, things that I didn't finish. I'm going to be doing a video on that next. You will see my whole desk right now, not my table here, my work table is just covered with stuff. I went through things and kind of cleared it up, and what I needed to focus on for the next couple of weeks, so I can start the new year fresh. So today I watched the letter Y and the letter Z. So for my Y movie, I ended up watching a real fun family-oriented movie called Yes Day. Now this one, let me read what it says. It's a mom and dad who usually say no decide to say yes to their kids' wildest requests, with a few ground rules, of course, on a whirlwind day of fun and adventure. It came out in 2021. It was in 1 hour and 29 minutes, and it starred Jennifer Gardner, Edgar Ramirez, Jenna Ortega. Now, this is very much a family movie. Now, I ended up loving this movie a lot more than what I thought I would. I thought it might be just some slapstick comedy, with kids. But actually, I had a lot of fun, and I would definitely watch this again. Jennifer Gardner is a natural as a mom, and just, I love her. I love her here. And what ended up happening, it just shows you a couple who got married, and before they got married, they were very adventurous. They did all sorts of things like rock climbing and camping and, zip lining, and they did all these things, and then they became parents. And when they became parents, they became like all parents who, just say no all the time. Don't touch this. Don't go up there. Don't eat this. Everything is a no, right? It's just, that's what we do. And I had so much fun watching this because it just brought back so many memories. It's funny that you can watch um, old memories with of your children in a very fun, loving way. But yet, I remember when I was going through these things, I wasn't laughing. Now I am. But it was really great. So they decide that one day that they have kind of become fuddy-duddy and always saying no to everything, that they were going to have a day where everything, it was going to be a yes day. And the kids could decide, make a list of all the things they wanted to do that day, and they would go out and do it as a family with, a couple little restrictions. But basically, they were open to a lot of things. They were not going to say no to their kids. Great movie, a lot of fun. I will tell you another thing that I love, that it showed a very mixed family. And but what I mean by that is, I believe he was from Latin. So her husband was Latin. I'm not sure what part. I'm just going to say Latino. I'm not sure if he was Mexican or Spanish or Puerto Rican or whatever. But they showed a mixed family. And I love that because that is life. you know so the children were also, and I don't like when they put a group of family together and children and nobody looks alike, nobody has that resemblance, so you'll be like, it's not believable to me. You got to have something that makes the everything kind of all glued together, that this is actually a family. And they did a great job pairing them off, and great movie. Check it out. Jennifer Gardner is wonderful. And so is, what's his name? Edgar Ramirez, the father. Great movie, especially with your children. Watch it. You'll laugh. You'll have a good time. Lighthearted. And my next movie for Z was a very serious movie. And I actually had to prepare myself for this movie because it's called The Zookeepers Wife. I need to bring this up because I have to. The Zookeeper's Wife was a very serious movie, and the reason why I had such a hard time with it, hold on a second. Sorry about that. I had to bring it up on my desktop. So it was The Zookeeper's Wife, and the reason why is because it dealt with Nazi and World War II, and I just have this thing about that era that I just have a hard time. I have to prepare myself. I don't think anything has ever scared me as much as just their uniforms, or Nazi, just the representation, the flag, or anything. It just sends shivers down my spine. There's just something about that I have to kind of like prepare myself whenever I have to watch. Like Schindler's List, it took me a long time, years, to be able to watch that movie. I just cannot. So I had to prepare myself for this one. But let me read you what it's about, and then I'll give you a comment. The Zookeeper's Wife came out in 2017. It is 2 hours and 6 minutes. Yes, 2 hours and 6 minutes. When the Nazis invade Poland, Warsaw Zoo caretakers work with the underground resistance to save Jews from the horrors of the Third Reich. It starred Jessica Chastain, Johan Heddenberg, Daniel Bruhl, and it is labeled as a dark and emotional movie. It is dark and emotional. Just by reading that alone, I would have never chosen this movie for that, because like I said, I have this thing about the Nazis, and it just instills so much fear in me. I don't know what it is. I've always had a hard time. Someone once told me that maybe somewhere in my, I think someone told me this, and it's kind of funny because I am a Christian, so again, I don't believe a lot of that. That's not what I believe in. But someone told me once that I must have come back many times over in that era, and I must have been in a camp or something. I don't know. But it just sends shivers down my spine every time I see just the hat, the flag, anything to do during that era. I think they instilled such fear into people for their ruthlessness, you know. So anyway, the movie, my daughter actually talked me into it, and I prepared for it weeks on end. Now we watched the Y yesterday. We watched together, my daughter and I. We thought it was gonna be, it was a great movie to watch, and then I watched this one, and it's like the flip side. It's kind of dark, and it's about a zoo, a family who owns a zoo in Poland during, I believe it was 1939, and they loved animals. And of course, what happens in 1939, Poland is invaded by Germany, and it was just a matter of a week, I think history says it. Now, I am Polish, so I enjoyed that part of the movie where I love to watch movies from my country and where they're speaking in Polish, or I see the Polish culture, I see the history that I am very familiar with. So that I did enjoy. They were very fluent. I understood what they were saying when they were speaking in their native tongue. I did not need to see the subtitles. They were very accurate, and I enjoyed that. Um, I enjoyed that whole era of looking at Warsaw during that time, and so then that part I really did enjoy. I know for a fact through history that Poland was invaded in 1 week. That's all it took, and it took 1 week for them to take it over. And it's a communist country. It was a communist country then, and it was a poor country, and so it was no problem at all. We did not have the military. These were poor farmers, and well, anyway, I'm getting off track. So anyway, Warsaw, and they invaded it. Now, this couple is not Jewish. They are actually, this movie is based on a true story. And I did look them up afterwards. Whenever it's a true story, I like to look up and to see the accuracy. And they came over and they took over the zoo. And this couple and her husband was part of the resistance. Her husband especially became part of the resistance. And since they came in, they took all the zoo animals out. They had a lot of room, a lot of tunnels, and in the caves and the cages, that was all tunnels back there in the zoo. So they decided they were going to hide the Jews and help them, like give them a safe haven while they transported them elsewhere out of the country to save them. And that's what they did. Now, the remarkable thing is, and this, and not just it shows in the movie, but it also what I read up about them afterwards, that they saved 300 people, and out of that 300 people, only 2 died. That's amazing, especially during that time. 2 of them got caught. Now, I love some of the things that they incorporated into, I'm not sure if this was true, but I did read that also in the other one where she played the piano. And these people would hide in a lot of these animal cages in the tunnels there. And she would play the piano. If she played the piano during the day, that meant you need to hide and stay quiet. And if she played it at night, that meant that they could come out and relax, and so basically they slept during the day and they came out at night. So the movie does take on a dark turn because her husband did get caught. I think there was an uprising and he was part of it, and he got caught, and he ended up going to a concentration camp, and they did not see each other. I think this was towards the end of the year, end of the war. And he did get out and come back home, but it does say that she ended up continuing the working with the resistance and getting the people out. Now, she did have another child with her husband during that time, which is just crazy to me. I cannot even imagine having a baby during a war and everything. I mean, but they are actually quite famous in Poland, and they're quite famous. I think Israel gave him a title, a medal or something for, I forget what they were called. was the name of it, but it's a great movie if you like historical movies. There's actually some truth in it. I did enjoy it, although it was hard for me to watch it, like I said, because I just don't like um, Nazi movies. I just don't. There's just something about them that just set me off, and yeah. So let me show you what I did, because I went off on a rampage, as usual. So, since I was doing, I'm trying to find 2 movies, I did try to put a stitch marker where I left off. And if you notice this time, there's a lot of yellow, like little splotches of yellow coming through. And it's all about the bags that I have. So basically, let me feel, where was the first stitch marker for the first movie? I did put it here. Here's the red. So this is how much I got with the first one, and then with the second one. So this is going to be quite an interesting, I like the different bag colors. I can mix them up, and then I end up seeing how it turns out. Now, I will tell you that this has been one of the longest challenges I have ever undertaken. A whole year, this was quite a long challenge. And I have to say that I was, you know, after a while, I think sometimes you want it to get it done already. It's like working on a project that never ends. Now, it made my hand, because I remember working on these homeless mats hurts my hand. It made it a lot easier. It didn't hurt because it was, you know, even though you're watching a movie for like this one for 2 hours, it doesn't seem like 2 hours, and you're not working on it constantly. I was like this sometimes, you know, just looking ahead. But I have found that I have an overabundance of yarn now, because I'm only working on it for an hour or 2 every 2-3 weeks. So now I have like bags of yarn everywhere. So how many mats did I do in this 1 year? Because of that, I ended up what? This is my 4th, 5th one. That's it. That's nothing for me. So I have to, you know, in a way, it would have taken me a lot longer to make. If I continue on in this fashion, it would take me forever to make these mats, and I would have more bags of plastic bags than I would have mats coming out. So, I mean, when would I finish them? So, I don't know. I did enjoy it. It did relax my hand. I didn't hurt, but my goodness, I need to get moving on all this plastic bags that I have now. So anyway, that is my challenge as far as I'm concerned. It's done. It's done. I'm glad I finished it. I think I finished it with a bang, because that Zookeepers Wife was an interesting movie for me to watch. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. I would recommend that movie, and I hope you guys check it out. But, you know, there's things that I just can't watch. Not that there was like a lot of blood and gore, but, you know, that whole era to me, it seems like it's kind of like the Vietnam War. It's very painful to watch what happened to these people, and it's just horrible to watch what happens, and like people just went, I mean, how did you do this? How did you even go about doing that and not feel any remorse whatsoever? So, but anyway, I don't want to get in a rampage. But anyway, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon, hopefully. Okay, bye-bye.